believe that is a full moon we're looking at? Right over the desert. Sorry, the image is a little unclear. Hold on. The camera doesn't do much justice, but there's a bit of a full moon there hanging over the desert. It's gonna look really nice in about an hour or so. To try again then when it gets dark. Just wanted to take a moment to share my thoughts with you guys about how does it feel to be driving across the country again for the second time, heading back to Maine. Of course I'm homesick, it's so fresh. It's merely just hours ago I left California, and everyone I care about, everyone I know, and everything familiar, it's a trip. It's surreal, because it's a lot of change in a short amount of time. But traveling via vehicle, it's slower, but there are experiences you get while driving that you don't get when you're flying, obviously. And I think you become more in tune with your environment when you're on the road. You have a more intimate connection with those experiences in those locations that you end up going to. And it opens your mind, and it gives you a lot of insight about other people. And at the end of the day, we're all really alike in so many ways. We all work, we all enjoy our free time, and most of us work anyway. The ones that do work, we tend to have a better appreciation for free time. So I've been working a lot over the last few years, and this is my reward. This is me investing in my own happiness and my own fulfillment of life. And I hope that everybody has the opportunity to do something like this. I know this is very bold and it takes a lot of planning. And for me to be able to do it again, I think is pretty freaking awesome. All right, good morning. A nice little look at the sunrise here, somewhere in Nevada. So I rolled in around midnight last night. Finally, I've been driving all day from California since day one. This is officially day 2, and I'm not far from Elko, Nevada. That's the next big city that we'll be rolling through. But I found a little Super 8 to sort of park and jump in the back and get some rest. I got about maybe 4 hours, and that's fine with me. When I'm traveling like this, I'm pretty used to just having very minimal sleep. And of course, throughout the day, I'll probably take little naps here and there. So it's a combination of, that little chunk of rest and then the naps that seems to help. So I'm gonna get some coffee and fill up, and we'll keep going. See you guys soon. Way off in the distance there, you can see BM written on the side of that little mound of whatever that is, hillside. And I remember seeing it my first time around, and I was like, hey, that's my initials. But now I know what it means. It means Battle Mountain. See if I can zoom in. Oh, hold on a second. All right, there it is. Here's a sight that I'm not used to seeing, you know, just being out in the middle of the open, surrounded by flatland and rolling hills. I know as we begin to leave, well, later on, hundreds of miles from now, once we start getting into Utah, the landscape will change quite a bit. There'll be a lot of kind of mountains and stuff in the beginning, but then like after a while it gets really flat, and then once you hit like Wyoming and Nebraska, it's all gonna be super flat for many states. So I'm just enjoying these mountains and hills while I still can. And being, you know, from California, Nevada is our neighbor, you know, so it's still kind of familiar, you know, still being connected to California in a sense. Still a lot of California license plates here in Nevada, so it starts to feel quite a bit different. I'm trying to zoom in on this train. There you go. It starts to feel pretty strange once you get to some of those states and you see less and less California plates. I noticed that starts happening around like Utah, Nebraska, Wyoming, some of those places. It's a long train. Pretty sweet. Well, I got a full tank, got my espresso here, and ready to get this day going. It's going to be a lot of driving today, a lot of adventures. Hopefully I'll be able to stop and film some cool stuff along the way. So keep my eyes peeled for anything I deem interesting enough to share with all of you. So here we are, May 26th. Dino Mart here at Sinclair in Elko, Nevada. This is the first Sinclair I've seen with the dinosaur so far on my journey, and This will mark many to come. I like this little trademark that they put, this little extra touch, you know, for their gas stations. That's pretty cool. We're not too far off from Utah, actually. I spent most of the night driving through Nevada. I mean, a decent portion of the night driving through it. So there's not a whole lot of Nevada left. A couple hundred miles, to me that's nothing. So I am going to see if I can find any goodies in the store here to munch on. Something healthy, more breakfasty type stuff. Kind of hard to find stuff like that at a gas station when you're on the road, but you never know what you'll find, you know. Every area is a little different. Alright guys, bye for now. Way off in the distance you can see some snow on the top of those mountains. Even way out here in the desert. I didn't expect that, but yes, it does get cold out here as well. Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't think I can. For some reason my phone's not acting very nicely right now. But we can enjoy it from here anyway. Still pretty cool to see. Not far at all from Utah. Of course, Utah is higher in elevation. They get a lot of snow. In fact, on my way back in 2018, it was early October. I want to say it was like October 2nd or October 3rd. And I was heading back through Utah. And that was pretty much the only snow that I saw the entire trip back. It was actually snowing on my way back in early October. I thought that was really interesting. So I made it back just in time before some of that winter weather started hitting the States. Quite a sight, my friends, quite a sight. Just to give you an idea of where I'm at currently, check out the sign here. We got Wells at 35 Wendover, 93 Salt Lake is 213. So around 200 miles or less until we reach Utah. All this construction. Hopefully it'll end soon. These are the first trees that I've seen in hundreds of miles, pretty much since I left California. It's very refreshing to see some greenery, some plant life out here. It's very beautiful. And that's also how you know we're getting close to Utah, is that changing landscape. But these trees won't last long. It will turn into desert once again the further out we go. And we'll be in a lot of open desert-like terrain, subterranean, whatever, for a long while once we hit Utah. So, but on the way I'll see little bits here and there of greenery and trees, so pretty neat to see. Wow, guys, check out that view. You can see the highway stretching out all the way down before me, right down there in that valley. It's pretty impressive. right, we've officially reached Utah. Can't believe I'm here. It's so crazy to me. Wow, I remember like a good portion of Utah is a lot of this stuff here, like big rocks and jagged cliffs and lots of road construction. At least it was back then in 2018. I'm sorry guys, I keep comparing this journey to 2018, but I'm doing it for several reasons. You know, I want to have something to, it's nice to know that I've already made this journey and to see how much has changed and how much I remember. You know, I want to see what pops out to me, what looks familiar and what's new. Because, you know, I bet you every time you take this road, you see and learn something new. And it's always cool to look back at something that you've already been, a place that you've already been to. It's a little bit of a kind of a memory lane thing for me. It's about noon, and it's starting to pick up temperature-wise. It's getting pretty warm again, and it won't be too much longer before we hit the Great Salt Flats, the Great Salt Lakes. So I'm going to try to get some of that on camera. So I will talk to you soon. All right, so we're starting to see some of that salt. That snow-looking stuff. It's better when you're heading west because you can actually stop and go right up to it and get some good close-ups of it. There's not so much on this side here, but when I come back, eventually I will definitely get some good footage of the salt. I want to say that when it's really hot out, the salt takes on more of a shimmering kind of look. And you don't really see it right now because it's not as hot as it was the last time I was coming through this area here. See you in a bit. Here's the interstate there, I-80. I pulled into a little bit of it's a rest area. A pretty cool little space here. Nice panoramic view of the hillside, and there's actually a hiking trail that goes way up there. But yeah, payphone, old school. All right, let's go hit the road. Grantsville 35, Salt Lake 64 miles. in Salt Lake City. Pretty big city. First real big city that I've come across since I left Reno. So we're going to take the Cheyenne exit here and head out toward Wyoming. Crazy little river of traffic here. I put the camera down, but just wanted to show you some of what it looks like.
Keep left to I-80 East.
Over here in a tiny little town outside of Salt Lake City, still here in Utah, at one of my favorite gas stations, Dino-Mart, aka Sinclair. Gas prices are looking better and better the further east I go. I think right now we're at $3.37 for unleaded. At least $1 cheaper than it is in California. $3.37. All right, outward and onward, it's gonna drop. I'm guessing it'll probably drop at least 50 cents by the time we get in Wyoming. Bye for now. Oh wait, I'll show you some of that countryside over here too. Look at that beautiful, beautiful Utah countryside. This here is a viewing area near Echo Park, just outside of Salt Lake City. And I remember this place from my first time around. And I wasn't exactly sure where it was or what it was called, but it's exit 35 heading east. Beautiful. Last time I was here, there were a few boats. I don't see any this time around. A lot of garbage. People making their pit stop here. The more people, the more garbage, but still a pretty view. A lot of truckers. There's the east, the highway heading east here, and then that goes west, the higher road up there, the 80. Alright, just wanted to get out and stretch my legs, show you a little bit of this view here, because there's not a whole lot of bodies of water out here in this part of the country.